What's good, hot peppers? In today's video, I'll be going over the best sniping settings for you guys to help improve your sniping. I'll be covering sensitivity, dead zone, in-game tips, the type of controller I play with, what kind of monitor I have, and how internet speeds affect you in game. This video will be dedicated to help you understand and develop as a better player. As requested, I'll share my settings for you guys to try out, but keep in mind a couple of my settings should be tuned for your own comfortability. I'm currently on PS4, but I'll make a PC video in the near future. As of right now, I'll show you guys my settings that help me snipe the way I can today. Before we get into that, do me a quick favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on the notification bells for the best sniping content. So I know I'm months late on getting this settings video, but I'm still making this video considering some people are still struggling to find their sensitivity in dead zone. I found ways that are best for players like us who want to snipe. As you guys can see here, it's a settings tab. We're gonna go right off the top of my head here. Button layout preset. I have it on tactical flip for you to be able to get tactical flipped. You press X or square depending on if you're on Xbox One or PS4. I play on my bumpers. This is really useful. So if you're on a regular PS4 controller and you're relying on the triggers, you actually have a better response time on the bumpers. So if you're trying to quick scope, you want to be able to zoom in quicker. That actually helps you out about, I would probably say 0.2, 0.3 seconds. So that's actually very crucial when it comes to gameplay. Invert vertical look. That's all personal preference. Dead zone. Now this is very, very, very important. This can mess with your sensitivity. The higher you put it, the slower the sensitivity will put. So think of dead zone as something that is supposed to control your analog stick to decrease your stick drift, right? So imagine if you were to get a new controller compared to a controller that you've been using for over a year. You can definitely 100% tell the difference between a new controller and a controller you've been using. It feels unnatural, right? It's like stiff or whatever. So dead zone is there to help you out. Now I keep it at 0.05 regardless because I don't like changing my settings. I like to keep it as what it is, except for my sensitivity. Speaking of sensitivity, I actually changed mine from 1515 to 2020 as of recently. And what made me want to change that is because I think max sensitivity looks really appealing in gameplay. And plus, the faster you can turn around, the quicker you can react and kill an enemy. So that's why I changed it. And it's actually pretty fun to be on max sense. Now, I don't recommend it, but for you to be able to find the best sensitivity that works for you is go into a private match, go on Shoot House, find one of those target practice things, do a full 360 10 times, and if you can land on the enemy 7 to 8 times out of 10, that sensitivity is meant for you. If you cannot do that 7 to 10 times in a row, then that's not the sensitivity you want to be bothering with. But keep in mind, obviously it takes a lot of practice, and to get used to sensitivity, it's going to probably take you about 2 weeks to a month, maybe shorter, depending on the person. ADS sensitivity multiplier, low zoom and high zoom. So this is actually changing your sniper scope sensitivity. Low zoom is meant for snipers like the Car 98, the MK2, the R700, and then high zoom is meant for the heavy snipers, such as the HDR, X50, and the Rytech, or the Dragunov as well. So as you can see here, it tells you what levels of magnification. Aim response curve type. So I use linear. Accordingly, it kind of feels like the older CODs, and it has less aim assist, I feel like, compared to standard and dynamic. I think dynamic is like the opposite of linear, so I don't know how that, it's like a reverse S curve. Personally, I like linear, and I've just been keeping it with that. Controller vibration disabled because I feel like vibration messes with your aim with the thumb. Aim assist standard, I don't mess with that. Apparently though, if you have precision or focusing, it actually makes it a stronger slowdown. So if you're new to controller, yeah, you can abuse this mechanic and be able to aim like aimbot and barely any aim. So that's actually a really broken thing for controller. And that's why a lot of people complain about controller aim assist. Weapon mount activation, I use ADS plus melee. I don't mount that much. Weapon mount movement exit enabled. Aim down sight behavior, I hold it. Equipment behavior, hold. Contextual tap, this is really good for Warzone. Depleted ammo switch is all personal preference. Slide behavior, hold, but I heard tap is really good as well. If you guys can try that out. Auto move forward disabled. Automatic tactical sprint, this is actually really nice. If you guys have a sprint button issue where you press down on the sprint button and it doesn't sprint and it kind of messes up with your game flow, automatic tactical sprint in this game is actually very, very helpful. So if you have an issue like that, give this a shot. And also this makes the clips look so much better if you're like double sprinting. Everything else, enabled, disabled. That's pretty much what I think for Warzone. Now for general, my brightness at 59. Do not make your brightness maxed out. It looks absolutely garbage if you do. Please. If anything, just put the brightness on your monitor a lot higher. So that way when we look at your clips or your highlights, it doesn't look disturbing. Safe area, I make it as small as possible so that editors can use panic crop, but that doesn't really matter. That's all personal preference. preference. Make sure your film grain is at 0. Tooltips, I don't think that matters. I don't have any colorblind at all. And also make sure you guys have motion blur, because that looks absolutely disgusting and ugly to look at in clips. It just looks terrible. Plus, motion blur makes it harder to see across the map sometimes. Your mini map shape, square, because you're actually able to see a little bit more than the circle. So that's a little advantage there. Minimap rotation enabled, because in the old CODs, that's actually how it worked. It's just something that I'm naturally used to. So that's completely up to you. Compass, I don't really care about that too much. Text chat enabled, profanity disabled. It's just funny to see people raging and saying some demonic stuff. So audio, I have it on boost high. Boost low is good as well. Match volume, I have that on max, but I adjusted on my Elgato. Music at 0 because I play my own music on stream. Dialogue 40, not too loud but not too low. Effects 100. Juggernaut music, I don't know what that, well actually I do know what that is, I just don't even bother with it. Voice chat enabled. And then for the rest of the settings here, this is what I use. This is actually really good settings for if you want to get some reactions from in game. And I noticed in the beginning of the year I was not able to get good enough reactions because my stuff was very low. Try increasing the voice chat volume. And as you guys can see here, I have crossplay enabled. I know some people say I get reverse loose lobbies, and to be honest, you just got to play 8 hours a day and just get one lucky lobby. I'm not even joking. That's just how it works. Before I get into the controller side of things, I want to let you guys know on a few things. One, I'm bald because I had to do a challenge here. 1K subs on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zephy. I was going to shave my head on stream, so if you want to go over there. And I don't have glasses because I'm just trying to look good. I'm just trying not to disturb you guys with how ugly I was looking with my bald head and my glasses. Anyways, that's besides the point. So what I use here is a Scuff, SoaR Scuff impact controller. I use 3 paddles on the back. These 2 thumbsticks on the left is low concave and the right is high concave or long concave. But the 3 paddles on the back, the reason why I use 3 paddles is because my middle finger with the way I hold it, so I hold it like this but on my lap, I accidentally hit the right paddle a lot, so that's why I took it out. So I'm cool with 3. I don't really care. From left to right, this is my right hand, this is my left. On your screen it's right, this is left, whatever. On my left hand, this is X for me to jump, this one's reload, this button right here, and this button right here is to swap weapons. So when I want to punch, I have to actually like let go of my thumb on the thumbstick and press the button. So when I'm playing, it's all literally just looks like this the whole entire time. Like, that's it. There's barely anything moving. And then for my index fingers, they're on the bumpers, as you can see here. I don't know if you can hear that, but I have digital tap trigger fingers, and so is my buttons and my triggers. I just got used to bumpers, so I just didn't really bother going back. And the rumbles are out, so there's very light. And the monitor I play with is an Asus VG248, the 144 hertz monitor, which is kind of weird for me because I'm playing on console. I know a lot of people are concerned about that, but if you're playing on TV, listen, my friend, you need to go on monitor, okay? This has 1 millisecond response time. TV has like 80 milliseconds. The way you're playing on TV right now is terrible. I don't even know how you're playing on an 80-inch TV. Nah, man, that's a cap. 24-inch monitor. Well, technically it's 22, but I recommend going on monitor. And if especially on PC, make sure you know how to use that 144 hertz on the monitor, because I know some people don't know how to do that in the settings. But anyways, these two, this is literally gives me the advantage in game. So real quick, code SoaR at checkout. I'll have my own code pretty soon here. I don't know when, but use code SoaR for Scuff. There's the Scuff Impact, Scuff Infinity Pro. There's Xbox One as well. And there's also an Advantage, like which the PS4 Advantage looks like the Xbox One Scuff, which is kind of weird. But if you guys want to go cop one, a link will be in the description below. Also, I did forget to mention that I use Sennheiser's CX100s. They're actually pretty nice, really clutch if you don't want to wear a headset. What I actually do use is a Victrix headset, but since it's really hot and the weather's like it's so gross, you know, your ears are sweaty. I have this plugged in, a 3.5mm jack into a mix amp connected to my PS4, which is also connected to my PC, so I can hear both of the audio channels. The last topic that I forgot to bring up on this video is internet speed. So internet is very crucial when it comes to gameplay. When you're having packet loss or when you're having lag issues across the game and people are skipping or you're skipping and they're just not having you register your shots and whatnot. So of course, if you're on fiber internet, you are not going to have any issues on this game. But if you're on cable internet, there's a chance that you might, because of course with this pandemic, there's a lot of people on the internet nowadays because it's just the next generation. And not only that, everyone's at home, right? So there's a good chance that you're going to be experiencing packet loss, and it might not be the servers or may be the servers, right? There may be like a lot of people on and that's having you experience a lot of lag. Take that into consideration, because I can tell you this right now, when I was on terrible internet, I was not able to be just as good as I am now. Like I was a lot worse. And then as soon as I got better internet, it just changed my whole entire life. And yeah, it might help you out with the hit markers too, because I've noticed a lot of people getting hit markers in the chest, and I rarely get hit markers in the chest. I think that's a connection issue. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's all my settings settings, my sensitivity, dead zone, aim assist, aim response curve type, and all the things that you guys were having questions about. Now, I do hope this video helps you improve your sniping, and if it does, be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you guys are new for the best sniping content on Call of Duty. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.